Please video like and subscribe this channel. Beginning, the breaking of a silent war. The dust of the ruined outpost still floated in the stale air when I arrived, my boots crunching over shattered glass and scorched metal. The smell of burnt plasma had settled into the soil itself, and the once bustling frontier station of Helion 9 now stood as nothing more than a skeleton picked clean by conflict. I was not a soldier. Not even close. I was a salvager, one of those humans who arrived after the armies left, picking up what remained, collecting whatever could be sold, repaired, or repurposed. Wars between alien factions had become commonplace in the outer belt. Humans were tolerated as neutral opportunists, insignificant enough to ignore. At least, that's what I hoped. I walked carefully through the main corridor of the outpost, my flashlight sweeping the walls, watching for any unstable bulkheads. The battle had ended less than 20 hours ago, fresh enough that bodies, if any, would still be warm. My ship, the Marlin, hovered outside, cycling its scanners as I searched. Heat signatures still present in Sector C, my ship's AI reported through my wristband. Heat signatures? That meant survivors, or traps. I swallowed hard and kept moving. Sector C was a wide loading bay, torn apart by explosions. Containers lay open, their contents scattered: medicine, power cells, weapons components. And at the center of it all lay the body of an alien warrior. She was tall, maybe 7 feet even while slumped against a pillar. Agile muscle defined her shape beneath armor plated with markings of a faction I didn't recognize. One arm was badly burned, her breathing was shallow. Her helmet lay cracked beside her, revealing silver blue skin and luminous amber eyes that watched me as I approached. Not dead. And very, very conscious. When she spoke, her voice was barely a whisper, but every syllable carried weight. Human, her lips trembled. Don't run. I froze, hands raised. I'm not here to fight, I said quietly. Just salvaging. Her gaze flickered to the insignia on my jacket, confirming my words. Salvagers were known across the rim, suits patched with dozens of colors, cargo holsters rattling with tools, heads tilted with equal parts curiosity and fear. She exhaled shakily. Then, help me. I hesitated. Helping an alien warrior could mean involving myself in their war, or worse, offending the wrong faction. But something in her tone made me hold my ground. Who are you? I asked. She looked away, ashamed. Ashara, she whispered. I was a first lance of the Viral Dominion. Viral Dominion. A brutal faction known for raising warriors from birth, molding them into living weapons. If she was one of them, why was she alone? I stepped closer, slow enough not to trigger her reflexes. What happened? Her eyes softened. I refused an order. They turned on me. Left me to die here. A dishonored warrior. One whose entire identity had been stripped in a moment. She looked up at me again, and for the first time, her expression changed, less warrior, more desperate. Take me with you. The words hit me harder than any weapon blast. She was wounded, probably hunted, and easily capable of killing me if she wanted. Yet she asked, not commanded. I swallowed, feeling heat crawl up my neck. Why me? Her voice cracked. Because, you stopped when you saw me. Middle, the warrior with no home. Transporting a viral warrior onto my ship could get me executed by any faction, including her own, but leaving her would be worse. And something in her eyes made my chest tighten. Fine, I murmured. I'll help you onto my ship. Her relief was subtle but unmistakable. I hoisted her arm over my shoulder, struggling under her weight. Even badly injured, her body felt like coiled power. Her armor was dense, metallic, almost humming with residual energy. Every step toward my ship was a fight for her and me. She winced with every movement, yet never complained. You're heavier than you look, I muttered. Instead of being offended, she huffed a faint, exhausted laugh. The viral are dense-muscled. Built for war. You're making my back agree. She leaned her head closer, whispering, "Thank you, human." Something in the way she said human felt almost gentle. Once aboard the Marlin, my AI scanned her injuries. Severe plasma burns, nerve damage, internal bleeding, the AI announced. Recommended treatment, full Regan cycle. A full Regan? That'll drain half my power reserves, I argued. Then let me die, Ashara murmured from the med table. I turned to her sharply. Don't say that. Her amber eyes lifted to meet mine, softer now, less guarded. I am of no use. My people will not have me. My enemies will hunt me. Why spend your resources? I exhaled sharply. Because you asked me to take you with me. And because I don't leave people behind. She stared at me long enough that I wondered if I'd said something foolish, then she nodded. Then I entrust myself to you. I activated the Regan cycle. Blue energy waves washed over her as her body began repairing itself. She winced occasionally, but remained silent. I pulled a chair over, intending to monitor the system, but hours passed without me realizing. At some point, she opened her eyes and whispered, "You stayed. Someone had to watch you." Her lips curved in the faintest smile. When Ashara could finally stand, she followed me around the ship, observing everything with curiosity. For someone trained for battle, she seemed mesmerized by simple things, the hum of the engine, the lights of the consoles, even the smell of brewed coffee. Your vessel smells warm, she said. That's coffee. Humans drink it. She leaned in close, sniffing gently. It is comforting. You want some? She blinked. I am not allowed stimulants. You're not in the Dominion anymore, I reminded her. Her shoulders dropped slightly, as if realizing she was finally free, but free to do what? One evening, as we drifted through the void, she spoke again. Human. Yeah. She stepped closer, her expression raw, stripped of warrior stoicism. Why did you take me with you? Truly. I hesitated. Because leaving her would have haunted me. Because her eyes held stories of pain and strength. Because something about her called out to something in me. But I kept it simple. You needed help. I could help. So I did. She studied me intently. In my people's culture, when someone saves your life, you owe them a vow. You don't owe me anything. She shook her head slowly. You misunderstand. It is not obligation. It is choosing someone worthy. My heart hammered. What kind of vow? A bond vow, she said softly. A promise of loyalty, trust, and belonging. Belonging, I repeated, breath caught. Her voice was barely a breath. Yes. If you'll have me. The hunt, their return for her. Before I could respond, alarms blared through the ship. 2 Dominion vessels approaching, my AI warned. Ashara stiffened immediately. They are here for me. I rushed to the cockpit, staring at the scanner. 2 sleek warships closing fast. Options? I asked. Run, the AI suggested. We won't outrun them, Ashara said quietly. They will board you. Kill you. Take me back. I turned to her. What do you want? Her voice shook, the first time I'd heard true fear from her. I do not want to return. Then we fight, I said firmly. Her eyes widened. You would fight the Dominion, for me? I didn't hesitate. Yes. Her expression broke a mix of disbelief and something almost like hope. We prepared the ship for evasive maneuvers. Ashara took the weapons station, her fingers dancing over controls she'd never seen before, yet she mastered them instantly. The enemy ships closed in. They're locking weapons, I shouted. Ashara's jaw tightened. Brace. They fired, but she was faster, returning fire, blasting their shields with precision strikes. "You're good at this," I yelled. "I was born for it," she replied. One enemy ship faltered, the second rammed us, shaking the entire hull. Systems flickered. Sparks erupted from panels. "They're boarding," the AI screamed. I grabbed a plasma cutter. Ashara armed herself with a salvaged Dominion blade from my collection, ironic, considering who she was. The boarding hatch exploded inward. Dominion soldiers stormed through. Ashara roared a sound that vibrated through my bones and charged. She moved like lightning, cutting down 2 soldiers before they even raised their weapons. The third aimed at me, but she intercepted the shot, taking the blast to her armor and still managing to bring him down. "Are you okay?" I yelled. She grinned fiercely. "I've had worse." More soldiers entered. We fought side by side, me with clumsy swings of my cutter, her with lethal grace. At one point, I stumbled, and a soldier raised his weapon at my chest. Ashara lunged, taking the hit for me again before striking him down. "Ashara." I grabbed her, pulling her behind cover. Smoke filled the corridor. Reinforcements approached. We were outnumbered. Then the ship lurched sharply. "They're trying to break us apart," the AI warned. "Structural integrity compromised." Ashara grabbed my shoulders. "You must leave me. If you surrender me, they will spare you." "Not happening," I said immediately. Her voice broke. "Why? Why risk everything for me? I didn't think." "I told you. I don't leave people behind. Especially not you." She stared at me, then something in her hardened, strengthened. "Then we finish this together." Ending the vow she chose. We retreated to the engine chamber, where I triggered the emergency release, blowing the outer cargo module and sending debris into the Dominion ships. One vessel crashed into the debris field, the other attempted to compensate, but Ashara fired our remaining plasma torpedo directly into its exposed hull. A brilliant explosion lit the darkness. And then, silence. The Dominion ships drifted, powerless. We had won. Barely. The Marlin's interior was wrecked. Smoke curled from every console. The engines flickered weakly, and Ashara leaned heavily against the wall, breathing hard, fresh burns across her armor. I rushed to her side. "You're hurt." She smiled faintly. "But alive. Thanks to you." I supported her as we walked toward the still-functioning med bay. She stopped me halfway, turning to face me fully. Her amber eyes shimmered with something deep, something vulnerable. "Human, there is something I must ask." I swallowed. "Yeah." She stepped closer until I could feel the warmth of her breath. "Back on Helion 9, when you found me, I asked you to take me with you." She looked down, voice trembling. "I did not think you would. I believed I was finished. Forgotten. Worthless." I gently lifted her chin. "You're not worthless." She searched my face, as if making sure I meant it. "I am no longer viral. I have no clan. No rank. No world." Her voice softened into something that almost cracked my heart. "So, may I belong here? With you?" The silence between us felt heavy, electric. "Ashara," I whispered, "you already do." Her eyes widened, shimmering. She placed a hand over her heart, a warrior's vow. "Then I give you my bond," she said quietly. "My loyalty, my trust, and whatever future I have left." I placed my hand over hers. "You're safe with me." She leaned her forehead against mine, a gesture from her culture, intimate, meaningful. "Take me with you," she repeated softly, not as a plea this time, but as a promise. I smiled. "I will." Outside the cracked viewport, the stars drifted by slowly, a reminder of the endless journey ahead. A fallen warrior with no home. A salvager with no purpose. Now traveling together, choosing each other in a universe that had tried to break them both. And as the engines surged back to life, faint but determined, Ashara whispered again, not desperate, but hopeful. "Wherever you go, I will follow." And I knew this was only the beginning.